And Matty, before we go through the team and you explain exactly why you've picked these players, there's a couple of players that have been picked for Australia, Ferguson and Merrin. You haven't got them in your New South Wales team. Why?
Didn't even consider them, Gus.
Oh.
I just weren't playing good enough, and players in their position are just playing way too good. And when I go through the side, particularly Merrin's a middle forward, and you look at the players that are available for middle forwards, and even the players that I left out of the side, which I found difficult to leave out, are ahead of Trent at the moment. So the side I went for, look, easy one first up. Fullback's going to be James Tedesco.
Yep.
But, just a standout.
Yeah, tick.
Move to the centre. It's a little bit difficult. The first player I picked now, when you're picking players, you've got to look for, say, what sort of system am I looking for? And I said, you're playing against an ageing champion. You're looking for players at their physical peak. Players who are in form and men who play without fear. For that reason, first centre I picked was Jack Bird. Bird's just got a winner's attitude. The thing I love about Bird is, no matter who he's up against, he just thinks he's better than him. And that sort of mentality, his mentality...
It's a really healthy arrogance.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was the turnaround for the Sharks. For me, right, his mentality was the biggest factor that turned the Sharks into a team who, could never quite win the competition. Suddenly got their first title. That's what I love. The other centre, it's a lot more difficult. Jennings, Dugan, James Roberts, Dylan Walker, even Jared Haynes getting spoken about. I went for Joey Leilua. Now, it was a hard one, Gus. Leilua's a funny sort of guy because I love Leilua. I love his confidence, and when he's playing good, when he's playing good, you can just see that healthy swagger. But sometimes it spills over. It did concern me what I saw against Manly last week. It was just too much, giving away silly penalties, things like that. But I think if he has a big couple of weeks coming up, and my understanding is Ricky sort of put him on notice, said, "Come on, okay, let's get out there and prove that the player that I think you are," then I would pick Bird and Leilua. There's a lot of attacking threat in those two.
Okay.
Two wingers. Tom Trbojevic. He's probably the most natural try scorer we've got. And Tom, he's just, you like Andrew Eddinghausen, whenever they picked DT, you just knew he's worth a try a game. Trbojevic would be that sort of player.
Same as Wishart. Exactly the same thing.
The other winger, I've gone for Dugan.
Big body.
He deserves to be in the team. As MG said, he's got a big body. You've got to be a meter eater as well as a try scorer. He's good in the air, covers a lot of bases. I'll put Dugan in there. The halves, it was a difficult one at first, but then as the last couple of weeks have started to transpire, it became a simple one. I've said Keary, the first half picked was Mitchell Pearce, without a doubt. And last week, his performance under pressure, highlighted why he should be the first half pick. The other one, the six, well, it was always between Maloney and Keary. About a month ago, I wrote that Keary deserved serious consideration. Still does, still playing great football. But Maloney and the way he's played in the last month, his big game reliability, his goal-kicking reliability.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, okay, the back row. Easiest of the lot, these three.
Yeah.
The middle back rower, the man all the way through the middle with the front row is Tyson Frizzell. Jeez, he's a mighty player. And he was so good last week. And the two edge back rowers, simple, Wade Graham, one of the most influential players of the competition. He's just getting better and better, and Boyd Cordner. The other attraction with these edge back rowers is that conveniently they have a combination with their halves. So on one side you have Maloney operating with Wade Graham as they do at club level. On the other side of the park you got the Pearce and Cordner combination, which is one of the best in the NRL.
Them three players you mentioned, I would say, arguably are the three best forwards in the competition at the moment.
MG up front, righto, and the middle forwards, and there's so many to pick from. I've gone. First one I went for Aaron Woods. Woodsy for mine was under pressure.
He was,
but last week I think under a lot of pressure, being booed and everything, put a man of the match performance. He proved his quality. Aaron Woods.
Yeah.
The other one I've gone for a young bloke at the Raiders who's on the up and up.
He's huge.
Shannon Boyd.
Massive.
Now, Boyd might only play 30 minutes. He might play the first 20 minutes of the game, then play... because I picked a lot of middle forwards because big men can become defensive liabilities in State of Origin. So you've got to turn them over quick. Straight away, as soon as Thurston and Cronk start to get Boyd in their radar, you get him off and you stick one of the bench players on. And my bench, before I get to the hooker, was Andrew Fafita, who goes without saying. I mean, he terrorises tied defenders like no one else. Junior Paulo, who I just like. He's explosive. I like what he's doing. David Clemmer, who's been a standout for the Dogs.
And test player too.
And I've gone, the 14, little controversial, I've gone for Moylan because I just believe Class is permanent. Whilst he's having a difficult period, he's going to get through it. I trust Moylan.
Plus, he covers before. Sorry to interrupt. Before with Moylan as well, even though his form at club level hasn't been, what it should be. But if something does happen to a Leilua or even Tedesco, where Bird's got to move around,
you can shuffle them around.
Moylan can play anywhere in the back line.
And look, hooker. Here's the most difficult position. Simply because, Gus, there was no standout at the hooker position.
What about Cook?
McGuinness.
Okay. Firstly, let's look at the incumbent, Robbie Farah.
Yeah.
Mate, he was good off the bench last week. Was terrific in the second half. But he's not starting for his side now. What does that tell you? It just, for me, and besides all that, is that I think it's just time to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
Right? We're picking a young team on the up and up. So, okay, what about the bloke who's starting ahead of him at South, Damien Cook? His speed's fantastic. But for me, there's still a little bit of defensive liability there, and his form is still a little bit patchy. Mate, the bloke who, is the most tempting one to put in, who's playing the best out of a lot of them, is Cameron McGuinness. Yeah. The Dragons hooker, who's going fantastic, but I've gone for Nathan Peets because I just reckon Peets deserves a shot, and I reckon he's suited to Origin because, mate, he's as tough as teak.
I'd pick him. He'd be my hooker.
So that's
you put him instead of Peets and instead of Farah and Cook.
Oh, Peets would be Peets. As soon as he played last week against the Sharks, that's why I said on Twitter. I said, "There's your number 9 for New South Wales."
Matty, you didn't put a captain in the paper, but you've said a few times that you would go for Boyd Cordner.
Yeah, Cordner.
Is there a reason why you didn't?
All the other players admire him. Okay. All the players like him. All the players want to play for him. You just ask the players, and they all love him. So Boyd Cordner.
Well, this team's been out.
So this team is going to be nothing like the team that runs out. That's the thing. There's going to be. I reckon there'll be.
Well, let's.
Yeah. I will say there's 3 players I had a lot of trouble leaving out. The 3 in my side, the unluckies, who end up might be in the side. Paul Vaughan, MG's favourite, who has been so good.
Brilliant for the Dragons on Anzac Day.
Jordan McLean, the young bloke at the Storm, who's a giant.
Just as good as Vaughan.
Who's going really good. And the other one, mate, Jake Trbojevic, who you've got a great affection for, Gus. It's hard to leave out Jake. Their time will come. Jake's time will come. For me, it was, you're looking at the likes of Frizzell or Trbojevic at the moment. I've just got to go for Tyson ahead of him.
Okay, this team's been out for a couple of hours and people, of course, have got their own opinions. And that's what we love about rugby league. So
I love that. Just for the record, I love that side.
It's a great team.
I love that side.
T. Cooper has commented, Leilua makes so many mistakes. Jared Hayne has got to play in front of him.
It's a good point. It's a really good point. He does make a lot of errors. I just look at Leilua at the best and how he can terrorise the defence. And I just think if he gets his head right. But, mate, you make a very good point. I actually at the end said the wild card is Jared. I can't pick Jared quite at the moment because I don't know where to play him, Gus. A lot of people say right centre, but for mine, he hasn't got the legs under him quite yet, the endurance to be defending in the front line.
And let's not forget, you put your Gonads on the line 30 days out from Origin. Yeah, I mean,
if I had to pick this side now, I'd have no hesitation.
Tara Savage just says, please pick Pearce, a real winner for the Queensland side. Ha, ha, ha.
Fair point.
One of these blokes that has done an okay job but has not been a winner at Origin level.
Tara, it is a fair point. Understand what you're saying, particularly because I've said, let's go for players who play without fear and experience. Mitchell Pearce of 2017 is dramatically different to the Mitchell Pearce of 2013 to 2014. And we saw that last week with the game on the line for the Roosters. And it was symbolic of the change. This bloke has had a massive change in attitude, massive change in lifestyle.
Matt Wood says, pretty good team, but I'll be swapping Bird and Dugan around with Dugan going into the centres and Bird onto the wing.
Jack Bird.
But, mate...
Jack Bird in the wing.
Yeah, he's just swapped Dugan and Bird around.
Mate, the closer you get Bird to the ball, the better he goes. Bird will end up being a back rower for the Broncos, but playing in the lock position. But fair point, Dugan would go well in the centres.
Jenny Burke, just finally, there's so many here, we're running out of time. Jenny Burke says, you have an NRL Centre of the Year from 2015 in form. Does he not deserve a chance? And James Roberts can score tries too.
Yeah, I know. Watching that game last night.
Roberts, of course, injured now. We don't know for how long.
Yeah, that's right. And Wayne Bennett gave him the rubber stamp. I just, it's a fair point. He was bloody good last night. What's good about He's the bloke going to get consideration. Look, you can only go with what you believe in at the moment. If I was picking today, I'd go Bird Leilua.